So, first of all, I would like to thank Jyoti ma'am. I very distinctly remember, the day when I came for admissions. So I was I was moving from Ahmedabad to Delhi or Gurgaon, and I myself was very tentative as to how things will happen, how will I settle myself, and I was more worried about my kids. How I wanted to make them grounded and I wanted to make them balanced, as ma'am rightly pointed out. And I also wanted to ensure that, they have character, you know. So when I met you, I didn't go to any other school after that. So I decided that this is the school where both my sons would be. And today I'm very happy, I'm very thankful to you for ensuring that they've turned out to be very balanced individuals, especially the elder one. The younger one is still in the making. Yeah. Whenever I see Daniel, I remember the first couple of days when he came to the school and all those things. And when I see him now, the way he studies, the way he works, the way he understands things, uses his brain to get things going. I believe it's all thanks to the school, thanks to you, Jyoti ma'am, thanks to you, ma'am, and to all the wonderful teachers over here. The language, the interest in mathematics, the interest in science, everything has been primarily because of school. So I have very little contribution, when it comes to teaching or educating or making him learn things. So whatever he has learned from the school, and I'm seriously very grateful and thankful to all of you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for all what you have shown to us today and for the sweet words for Mehak. Just like sir pointed out, I'd also like to share my experience. This was 2013 and we were really struggling with Mehak's admission, and one of my friends, they said this is a new school which has come up in Gurgaon. I don't know if you are interested, they hardly have any kids, but maybe it may work out, may not, but you can give it a try. So I told my husband that any light at the end of the tunnel is welcome for us. So we came to MatriKiran. We met Jyoti ma'am. After that, everything is history. And I am quite beside myself, and I think I speak for my family when I say this, that MatriKiran has turned Mehak around. Oh God. You've made good cheese. That's all I can say. I want to thank all the facilitators.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. बहुत मुश्किल है मेरे लिए. I'm quite emotional. बट इमोशनल बातें तो हो गई. आज एक अच्छा मौका है सबको थैंक्स बोलने का. फर्स्ट ज्योति मैम, आपके लिए थैंक यू सो मच. जब हम हर्ष के लिए स्कूल देखने गए थे, मैट्रिकिरन वॉज द 4th वन. हम 3 और प्रिंसिपल से मिले. काफ़ी रेनाउंड स्कूल है गुड़गांव के, सब जानते होंगे कि हर कोई पेरेंट चाहता है कि बच्चे बेस्ट स्कूल में जाएं. उनसे मिले, नॉर्मल सी बात हुई, जैसे कि टोटल मटीरियलिस्टिक एवरीथिंग वॉज बहुत ही गॉडी. ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा, बच्चा ये कर जाएगा, बच्चा वो कर जाएगा. हर्षमी ने थोड़ा लेट बोलना स्टार्ट किया था. बहुत शाई है वो, अभी भी है, तब भी था. प्रिंसिपल बुलाते थे एंड बेटे पोएम सुनाओ, एज यूजुअल जो होता है. बट हर्षमी पूरे टाइम उतना मुँह ही नहीं खोलता था. मुझे लगता था कि चलो कोई नहीं, इट्स ओके. जब हम मैम से मिले तो मेरे हस्बैंड थे साथ में, गगन. उन्होंने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था. मैम ने कहा कि हमारी बहुत होलिस्टिक अप्रोच है और इसी तरह का बच्चे का डेवलपमेंट होता है. तो गगन ने पूछा कि मैम होलिस्टिक अप्रोच का आपका क्या मतलब है. वो काफ़ी सरकास्टिक वे में पूछा था कि काफ़ी प्रिंसिपल से मिलके वो ही वॉज वेरी फेड अप। फिर जिस तरह मैम ने उस वर्ड का मतलब बताया, हम बाहर आए, हम वहीं पे डिसाइड कर चुके थे कि हम यहाँ एडमिशन लेना है। सारे फॉर्म लेके 1 डे पे ही सुखविंदर मैम होते थे उस वक्त रिसेप्शन पे, तो अब भी हैं वो। तो हमने डिसाइड कर लिया, मतलब आई वॉज वेरी शॉक्ड। मैं तो बहुत छोटी सिटी से हूँ ना, मैंने ऐसे स्कूल देखे थे, और जब यहाँ मिले तो मुझे लगा ऐसे भी कोई बात कर सकता है, अच्छा ऐसा होगा। और मेरे सारे फ्रेंड्स ने, जो कि सब ने कहा कि तू पागल है क्या, एक बच्चा, तेरे बच्चे का पहला एडमिशन फर्स्ट रोल नंबर कैसे होएगा। मतलब बच्चे भी नहीं है। देन गगन सेठ कि नहीं भाई होगा, प्रिंसिपल ये रहेंगी तो सब होगा, जिस दिन मैम स्कूल छोड़ेंगी हम मैट्रिकिरन से निकाल लेंगे। और हम लोग बहुत, मतलब वो कॉन्फिडेंस और ट्रस्ट ही था कि हम चलते रहे। बीच में ऐसा हुआ 3rd 4th में जाके, मतलब मेरा एक बार ये हो गया था कि नहीं हम चेंज कर लेते हैं, बच्चों की स्ट्रेंथ नहीं बढ़ रही है, बहुत मुश्किल होगी। हमने एक स्कूल में जाके इसका एडमिशन टेस्ट दिया, हो भी गया सिलेक्शन। जब उन्होंने बुलाया, देन हर्षमित बहुत छोटा था 4th में, ही सेड कि मम्मा स्कूल तो मैं चेंज नहीं करूँगा, आप होया आप फीस भी दे आओ, स्कूल में चेंज नहीं कर। तब तक हमने इसे कुछ बताया नहीं था कि करेंगे। तब अरमान भी स्कूल में आ चुका था। ये दोनों छोटे बच्चों ने ऐसे रिवोल्ट कर दिया, उसके बाद मैंने तो कभी सोचा नहीं मुड़ के। और ऐसा हुआ कि मतलब सारे लोग जब मिलते हैं, रिलेटिव्स भी, एवरीवन, वो सब क्या करते हैं कि कितने परसेंटेज चल रही है, 92 यार, इसमें तो एडमिशन ही नहीं होगा। 99.5 आजकल तो 100% ही आते हैं। तो मैंने कहा मुझे नंबर नहीं चाहिए, तू अपना बच्चा खड़ा कर ले और मेरा हर्ष खड़ा कर ले, मेरे को तो फ़र्क वहीं दिख जाएगा, नंबर तुम रखो। थैंक यू सो मच। मतलब सारे इसके टीचर सबके लिए जो उसको सिखाया है, मतलब डिफरेंट है। अगर ये जो डिफरेंट बच्चे हम स्कूल में लेते हैं उनके संग खड़ा होता है तो इसकी अप्रोच ये रहती है कि वो बंदा पहले कंफर्टेबल फील करे। दुनिया बड़ी आगे भाग रही है, हर तरह का कंपटीशन चल रहा है। ठीक है, नंबर्स के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, पैसों के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, वो सब चीज़ें आ ही जाएंगी, वो चीज़ें इसके पीछे भागेंगी अगर ये सही रास्ते पे जा रहा है। थैंक यू सो मच।
Disclaimer, anything that I'm going to say now is only and only as a mother. For 5 minutes or 2 minutes that I speak, I'm not the chairperson of the school. So, when Madhav and Nandini both used to study in Mirambika Free Progress School, and there comes a time in a free progress school when you want to move them to a school where they get into academics and all the other things. So we were at that juncture when we were deciding where to put Madhav and Nandini with him, but Madhav was since being the first child. And honestly, MatriKiran was not on our list given my role. I thought it may not be the wisest thing to do. We went around to many schools. We even looked at the boarding school approach, and we visited a few boarding schools, but man nahi mana. So, and then Gautam and I had this discussion, and we felt that why not MatriKiran? All it needed was a resolve that, as a mother and as a chairperson, I'll be fair to both the roles. And I was pretty confident that I can do it. And as a family, I was confident that we can do it. And as a school, I was confident that MatriKiran had it in her as well. So the decision was made. And all I have today is gratitude. Each one of his facilitators, his grade facilitators, I think starting with Shukla ma'am in grade 6, Shukla ma'am, grade 6, Shukla ma'am, and then I think Madhuma was not here, Twinkle ma'am, Sarika ma'am, Minakshi ma'am. You've had 4 grade facilitators, right, who are here. So all 4 of them, all 4 of you here, thank you very much to each one of you, because my role always with you is of the boss. So today I'm thanking each one of you. And Jyoti ma'am. All the subject facilitators, I'm not going to be taking names because फिर बहुत लंबी लिस्ट हो जाएगी. आप सबको अपने दिलों में मालूम है how special you are for me. I'm sure with all his subject facilitators, I've had these very special conversations at some point of time or the other. So it's thank you to each one of you, and I really mean it. Not just like a word thank you which all of us use. I really mean it. To the admin team, because the admin team of this school is just superb. I mean, they rock. They are just so into each and every aspect. The didis, bhaiyas, dining school staff, malis, housekeeping. I mean, even though I run this school, but I mean, when you go anywhere to any other school, you just don't see this culture. So it's, as a parent, I thank Moitra sir sitting here as the admin head and his entire team, because it's a pleasure. Even when you walk, all the didis and bhaiyas, frankly, most of them do recognize me, but sometimes it's a new person as well. So that's a test for me. The way they wish and greet, it's irrespective of who you are, whose parent you are, what's your position. And that culture has been built by Jyoti ma'am and her team. So I thank you all a lot. And thank you to each one of you sitting here, junior school team who's come all the way here, though Madhav has not really been with all of you for very long, but each one of you is special in your own way. He was there for a few months. Were you there in junior school for 3 months? So it's been a very, very special journey for us as a family. And as a family, we've appreciated each and every aspect of this school, the minutest of aspects. And thank you from the bottom of my heart to each one of you. Thank you.
So for us, story is quite different. Millie started the school in between, and I'll go a little back. I was supposed to get transferred from Nagpur to Gurgaon. Millie had already changed school. She was in CBSE. And I was in Nagpur. I had no chance to visit the school, see schools, to decide really where we should put her. And it was 9th, not a class where you can just plan any random school. So I asked her father, Manish, इस बारी तुम्हें करना है, इस बारी मैं नहीं. Because I remember when she went to nursery, she was the youngest in her class. She started going to crèche when she was 2.5 months, because that time we are a nuclear family, we had no one, and I had no other chance to put her in crèche. So in her crèche, all her friends were going to school, and she started crying that I want to go to school. And Amity was the only school which was taking very young children. So, and luckily she got through all the that time there used to be entrance and all. She got through all the steps, and the day when we were supposed to meet as parents, her father, he landed early morning, thankfully. Otherwise, we would have lost those marks of having both the parents, and I don't know whether she could have got through. So, and in that school, you have a lot of children, no? And that is CBSE. She was having German until 6th. And then I got transferred to Nagpur. I was handling a project over there. And there she managed everything on her own. From German, she had to take Hindi, Sanskrit, but thankfully again CBSE. And when we were coming here, he was looking for some schools nearby. DPS is also one of the schools, and he said, वैसे तो ठीक है, but मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है. But there is one school which I really like, and you should visit, because I cannot take decision unless and until you decide, okay, we want to go ahead. And he visited MatriKiran, he visited this school as well as junior school. I took a leave for 2 days specifically to come here to see the school, and school accommodated everything. So I had chat with Supriya ma'am that ma'am, मैं specially इसके लिए आ रही हूँ, आप ये हो सकता है कि she also organized a session with Divya ma'am. And then when I visited this school and primary school, the way everybody has described, people in MatriKiran are amazing. Anyone you meet, immediately you're connected. No? You feel they're touching your hearts. No? You really feel very, very nice. So I got those vibes. I felt those values in each of the member of this school, and the school is welcoming. Even the infrastructure is like down to earth, but it welcomes you. It's like कोई होता है ना कि आजा मेरे पास types. So this school and even the primary school. So Millie had all her entrance test and all, and then we had interview with Divya ma'am, not Divya ma'am, Jyoti ma'am, sorry. So and I didn't know it was an interview or whatever, but then whatever Jyoti ma'am told about the focus she has on the child, the value she wants the child to imbibe. And both of us, we come from not the metro cities, from the smaller cities. We felt this is what we are looking for, and so far no one spoke about those values. Everybody was talking about number. Some of the teachers I talked with, and I told, she's coming from CBSE. I have never taken her studies. Her father hardly knows in which class she is, and she is always on her own. Like, she would study on her own and she will get through. So whether guitar, whatever she does on her own. Only whenever she asks for our support, we are there. So they said, पढ़ना बच्चे का काम है, facilitate करना हमारा काम है. School gives the environment. Whenever we need your support, you have to be here. That's it. This is what we want, and this is what I wanted. I wanted the child to study, the school to facilitate, and whenever I am needed, I should be. So it's the perfect school. And after that, anybody who asked me for a school, I specifically mention whatever Jyoti ma'am has told me. These are the values. Whole soul human being, and doesn't only look for, say, what marks or what is the competition, then this is the school for you. So thank you. Thanks to each one of you. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Aisha's mother. I also have Anaya here, who's in grade 6. Aisha joined this school when she was in the 2nd grade. We had just relocated from the US. So for her, it was a very big change. She only knew the kind of life she had there. And coming here, I was, again, like Manpreet said, looked at a lot of schools. And I was nervous, will she be okay? Or, will she be able to adjust? She didn't know Hindi. So entered MatriKiran, and I think I associate entering MatriKiran with Sukhwinder ma'am, her smiling face. It's true. It's what everybody has said. When you enter MatriKiran, it's that sense of safety, the sense of respect, the sense of just warmth. It's like it's not commercialized. It's every child, I feel, is respected. It's not that bacha hai, and they don't have, they're not treated with the kind of respect that they should, even as a small, as a small child. So met Jyoti ma'am, of course, and didn't look back. So Aisha joined in 2nd grade. I said, ma'am, she doesn't know Hindi, and the teacher said, don't worry, we'll handle it, and they did. I mean, I remember Aisha was not well for one of the school trips, and we just got to know that morning, and I know it was Shukla ma'am who was her teacher at that time. I said, ma'am, she's not well. She said, don't worry, we'll take care of her. And I actually believe that every single time my child is in this school, my child is going on a school trip, anything else, I know that their safety is paramount. It's, bejhijak, I know that they are taken care of, and they're loved, and they're respected. And I think, ma'am, congratulations on building this kind of a school. I think it's the epitome, because what do you want from a school, right? You want your child to be safe. You want your child to be learning, not just for marks, but actually having that sense of curiosity and going beyond books, and having that thirst for knowledge, being comfortable enough to ask your teachers anything, trying to relate what you're studying with what's happening in the world. That's what learning is, right? So it's not just ratta. And I think for Aisha, and especially I've seen that her thirst of knowledge has grown with the school. And you want to be confident in the thought that the school has your best interest, your child's best interest paramount, and that you don't get from any other school. So I know that if my child's here, they are they're well taken care of. There may be decisions where, we feel we question sometimes, ma'am, but, at the heart of it, I know that this is the school for my kids. So thank you, all of you. I'm like, Meenakshi ma'am, you've been such a big influence. And Shukla ma'am, I think both of you have been the class teacher for the maximum time for them. And Sarika ma'am, Twinkle ma'am, thank you so much. And Madhav, congratulations on getting into your choice of university. I know you're going to rock it. And thank you ma'am for sharing the other side of the story. So Harshmeet, all the best for NEET. You're going to crack it. Millie, all the very best for whatever your future endeavors are going to be. I think this class, this group, they've grown up together. I mean, Millie, you joined late, but like teacher said, you're equally close now with them. I think they're just. When I see their friendship, I see their bond, I see their camaraderie, I think this is something very rare. Please hold on to it. Be in touch with each other, be your support system, and I think everybody in this room, I think, is there behind you. And I hope the alumni gets formed very soon. Yeah? All the best. Love you all. Thank you.
So I think all the mothers have said the right things. No denying that. They're always right. So today morning, me and Rashmi were having a chai, right? So Rashmi said, "Oh, it's a big day today, right?" Very she was getting very emotional. So we looked up one of her Aisha's pictures from 11 years ago when she started her elementary school. I think one of the things that is still there, right? That there is inquisitiveness in her eyes. And the confidence, it's just grown, right? So the way she is shaped up, I think it's a lot of thanks to the school. I think we were at the right place at the right time to make the right decision, and things just fell in place. So thank you, everyone.
Just some brief random thoughts. Divya mentioned that, when we were contemplating which school to put the children in after Mirambika, she had a lot of doubts, which she mentioned. Actually, I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because when she was setting up the junior school, and once the junior school was set up, so she has been interacting with so many people on what the concept of education should be. And naturally, I've not been a part of maybe 99% of the discussions that she's had. But one of the discussions I remember, she was having with someone I don't remember. And that person was just going on and on how the curriculum should be designed and why it should have the environment. Because the environment is so important. Water is important, and the whole, we have to leave a better planet for the children. It's so important. And she heard him out, and I don't know why I was in that room. He spoke non-stop for an hour. And then she, on how the curriculum, and then she just looked at him and said, what if we leave better children? And the planet will resolve by itself. And I just remembered that, and somewhere it was there. And since I've seen her, the way she looks at not just the menu planning, but the way the diary is designed, the way the notebooks are, the way everything comes together. So I had very little doubt. And as she said, yes, we did visit many schools, and they were quite, in my view, random. And the way they thought about things, which was very little. Another random thought that I had is many people spoke about competition. It's so funny in our education system. When you're in school, competition means so much. Compete all the time. You go to college. College mein, you suddenly realize no one cares. What happened? We were so used to competing. Then if some of you do your masters, they'll tell you competition is bad. You need to cooperate and collaborate. And you're thinking, boss, I went through 12 years competing, and now I'm being told how to detrain myself. So, that's the way I think why this school makes sense, because it's actually gearing you up. Because competition won't help anyway. Whether you work in a company or you're self-employed, it has to be with others.
third thought, which I think is very important, I just think the kids have amazing facilitators. I mean, every day during dinner, every second day, we hear about their sessions during the school. Sarika ma'am, Lipi ma'am, Shukla ma'am, and आज ये हुआ, आज विनोद सर के साथ ये हुआ, शंकर सर के साथ ये हुआ. मतलब it's so enjoyable. That's the only time when I truly, that's the way I am, truly relax, just hearing it out. And obviously a very, very special mention for Marthu sir, who's been such an intrinsic part of the lives of both these kids, and I'm sure many others. The energy he brings is just, inspiring. The last thing, again, it may not make sense. I'll just say that if you, and I've learned it the hard way, if you want to go through life successfully, be a less certain. What kills it is being too certain. That's the enemy. So if you're less certain and more open, you can do anything. Thank you.
I thought I'll take an opportunity to close the session from parent side. And in that process, while Adishri, my wife, was explaining how we selected the school and how kind of indifferent I am with regards to what Millie does, because the school is so supportive, I'll try to bring a different perspective to this school's vision, and of course everybody what has been said here I really fully appreciate from my heart. I can tell you this is one of the best schools. We wish we could have found it earlier when we were here in Gurgaon and we were looking for her to start her education. But I'll just finish my note by telling you why I selected this school. So when I was looking for a school and Millie was to come back from Nagpur, and I knew what kind of schools are already there in Gurgaon. They were very traditional, only looking at competitive studies, and 50 students packed in a school. Nobody knows what everybody else is doing. I started looking at schools from their infrastructure side. I'm an architect, by the way, and I design a lot of facilities. So I came to this school, I looked at the campus, and I remember I met Supriya, and there was somebody else in the support staff. And I was just asking general questions that I'm interested in understanding what school is this. Not many people in my circle knew what school this was. Everybody used to name only the ones which are advertising or marketing themselves all the time. So I looked at the whole infrastructure, walked around the labs, looked at the architecture of the building. I never met any other person until we did an interview with you. It gave me a very positive vibe. The kind of instruments, the kind of facilities which have been given in this school, I could see somebody is planning from a very different perspective. The lab which I saw around robotics, the instruments which are put in bio lab, there were instruments around testing which you don't find in any school. And I thought such a deep thinking has gone in. There was no air conditioning system, but the school is very, very comfortable because there is a lot of thought how it has been designed. There are spaces for people to breathe. You can actually come to a place where you could be quiet and found yourself. Most of other schools, if you see these days, they are so cramped, and it's about FSI, build up. And I knew this was driven by a developer, and still having such a wonderful facility made me think that there's a lot more going on as a thought. This is a place we must explore. And I thank Adishri came along, and then we started discussing with you, ma'am, and it completely unfolded in a very different way. So this is the different perspective I wanted to bring in. This whole infrastructure which you have created actually comes out in a very positive way. And little things like those, fishes in the pond and the way greenery has been done. I think this is something we must advertise or tell to people in some way, which we don't. And this brings a lot of positivity in the entire, minds of people here. And I think that creates very good vibes for everybody. So thank you for creating that.